Uh-oh, there we go. Welcome to the Investing Bros. I'm T. Shroom, and we're going to have some fun in this episode. I am going to be covering the very promising CNFT world and what could be next for it. We're going to be getting into some headlines that are covering CNFTs, and we're going to also be checking the charts. So let's go ahead and do that now. I want to also extend the offer to you all. Please go ahead and let me know some stocks and or coins and maybe even NFT projects that you want me to look at on the charts. I will say, though, NFT and CNFT projects are going to be very difficult to ascertain any kind of real technical analysis. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But let's go ahead and take a look here at Bitcoin in the first minute of the 9 o'clock block. Let's check out and see what's going on. First thing that's jumping out to me about this is that Bitcoin is finally getting a little sideways action. So it started kind of late yesterday, around 7 p.m. Bitcoin finally had a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a move lower, but put in a lower high. As you can see there, down on the 4-hour, Bitcoin put in a lower high, right? So here's a higher low. Goodness gracious. Put in a higher low here. And now it's fighting to try to put in a higher high. I'm not seeing the momentum there in order for that to happen, but it's Bitcoin, and it's Bitcoin trying to get up to 45,000. So who knows? We could absolutely see a higher high here from Bitcoin. Again, put in a higher low than what we saw back here earlier in the day on December 4th. So that's very encouraging. Bitcoin well off of the midline of the Bollinger Band there. And, the reason I point out the sideways movement as well is because that is what it takes for altcoins, your Solanas, your Cardanos, even your Ethereums, to try to move a little bit sideways. Let's go ahead a little bit to up. I'm sorry. Bitcoin has to move sideways or come down in order for altcoins to see movement to the upside. Not always the truth, but right, in general, that is something we see again and again and again. Taking a look here at CleanSpark. CleanSpark is not trading right now. The markets don't open in New York until 9:30. But as you can see, CleanSpark absolutely demolishing the competition here, at least on my watch list for the miners. CleanSpark up 16% closed yesterday, and Riot and Marathon not too far, only did about half of the gains, right? So very interesting to see. HUTX also down on the day quite a bit as well. So some questions to be asked, and I don't know that we'll get any answered. So that's a little bit of an update there on the miners. Let's check back and look in general at crypto, and you can see that there's a lot of selling going on this morning across the board. So at the same time, Bitcoin really not selling off too much, staying up above 41,500 quite well. But then also Ethereum is getting a little bit of a sell-off here. Let's take a look at the king, or the queen rather, of altcoins, right? The king of altcoins. Let's take a look here. So right off the bat, I'm noticing that Ethereum on the daily chart, it's had this bull cross here on the MACD lines. So that's been bullish for it. It's kind of riffing off of that bullish momentum, and it had a little bit of a bounce off of these lines here from Chart Prime, and it is in a buy. It's in a buy rating with a green trend assist, which is some bullish confluence as well. But with the Ichimoku has failed to get back into the bull range. So that's not bringing me as much confidence as maybe I'd like to see in the momentum oscillators. But you do see, again, the bull cross back above the zero line, though. Bull cross back above, and potentially a move to the up and to the right, and then you got your green histograms there, which are looking pretty good. So I'd say Ethereum's kind of in a recharging, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Ethereum come back and test these highs back from mid-November and early November. That would put it back around maybe 21, right? So we'll see. I think that there's a decent amount of bullish pressure to keep it up above those levels. So, but I just don't see it going higher from here immediately. Now, I could be wrong about that. I really could. We could see Ethereum surge forward, because especially if Bitcoin does continue to go sideways or even come down and test maybe 41,000, right? So that's what I'm seeing on the charts here on the big majors in crypto. And we do have a super chat already. Thank you so much. Super chat. 40 foreign units of currency from R3A said, please do review on Mask token and project, please. All right, so let's check it out here. Mask token, MASQ, MASQ. Hopefully I find the right one. I assume, let's see, MASQ. Is this a maker? In the maker ecosystem, perhaps? I'm not really sure which one I should click here, because there's nothing that looks like it's to USD in any way. Let's check it out on Coin Market Cap first. Let's do that. I'm going to pull it up here. In the meantime, guys, go ahead and let me know some other coins that you'd like me to take a look at on the charts. Right now, we're looking at MASQ. MASQ. All right, so it comes up on CoinMarketCap. It has a $23 million market cap, so this is a very small project. I wouldn't say it's a nano project, but it's kind of a micro project. It's at least $1 million, right? And it's more than 10 million. So it is cruising. Let's take a look here at the price on the market cap here on full time. Okay, so this baby's been pumping big time. It looks like it came out in around March of 2021. So it's been around, not through multiple bull cycles, but it has been around. Okay. Circulating supply looks pretty solid, 91%. And then max supply, reasonable. It has one, right? It has one, and it seems, relatively reasonable there. All right. So as a project, I'm not seeing any red flags just right on the face of their dashboard here on CoinMarketCap. Honestly, it looks somewhat decent. At least there's no red flags, right? Let's check out the website really quick and see what we can extrapolate. We're going to get into the CNFTs here in just a second, but we're addressing a super chat for the project called Mask, MASQ. Right. Live online without a trace. Earn crypto while you sleep. Okay. Mask browser app store protocol and earning ecosystem that makes living in Web3 anonymous and private. Okay. Cool. So, that's a cool. If this is the browser, this is honestly looks kind of cool. Like the rounded edges. Again, still nothing really jumping out at me as bad. Let's see if they have a team. Mask browser. Let's see if they have that. The website is clean. The website is clean. I don't see any kind of links to a team. They have a one-pager. That's not really maybe that might be their equivalent of a white paper. Contact us. Activity board. Quick snap. Yeah, I don't see anything in terms of a team. So I'm not super sure about. Don't want to email anybody. Yeah, so that's I wouldn't say a red flag, but it's not immediately obvious who their team is, like who's behind the project, and I would like to know that. I can run a node, I can look at the token, I can look at the browser, I can look at the protocol, and okay, maybe the vision has the team. No, so that's a huge thing for me. Is like I need to see the team, right? And if I can't see it within the first couple clicks arounds on the website, that's a little bit of a problem for me. But it might not be a problem for you. So, up until not being able to find a team, I think that project was somewhat promising. But again, that was like 50 seconds of me looking at it. So I wouldn't take much from it. They do have a white paper here, but you have to download it. I'm not going to do that. Actually, I will. I will download it. Let's take a look at it here. All right. For internet freedom powered by you. Yeah, let's see if they have a team. Teams come. Okay, so they're at least referencing the team. Community spirit. So they use the word team a lot, 7 times in the white paper, but it doesn't look like they list the team. Again, so, and it's a gray paper. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like a pre-release. Anyway, all right. Well, that's Mask. Nothing jumps out at me as like scam. It doesn't seem like really, really bad. Has a very low market cap, so I'd be careful with that. It's at 600, so it is in the top 1,000, which is interesting, somewhat promising there. That's a positive for it. But I would say the fact that I can't find a team within seconds, even a minute, looking at the white paper and the website, that's a problem for me, right? But not everybody does have a problem with undoxed team. So, and there's a chance that it is a doxed team. I just wasn't able to find it. Maybe it's in their Discord or something. They have a couple privacy layers in between the general public and them. So, all right, I'm seeing, let's see. All right, let's go ahead and mark some here. I've got Ninja Glock looked like it was a first in chat. And then a mellow fellow is excited to see that CFTs are being covered here today. Yes, CNFTs, we're getting into it. We looked at Mask Coin, and let's see, Solana. Okay, taking a look at Solana today. I've got 3 recommendations for Solana, so we'll look at all those for sure. Rollabit and PayPal. Oh man, these look like they're going to be interesting. Please do a review on Mosk token. I just did a super chat. Yeah, hopefully you saw the review of it. Can we look at Dex Hunter on CoinGecko? Yes, I know a little bit about Dex Hunter as well. It's a new aggregator on Cardano, and then Hunt. All right, so that's a good amount. These are all like pretty low caps as well, so we'll be able to take a look at those. Dex Hunter as a coin, as an investment, actually not a bad. I hadn't thought about that before. They get thrown, so many projects get thrown my way, so I'd never really thought about Dex Hunter, but I know that Dex Hunter is kind of on the rise in the Cardano ecosystem. And speaking of the Cardano ecosystem, guys, let's get into some bullish news for CNFTs. NFT sales on Cardano network skyrocket amid Borrow Finance's NFT marketplace gaining steam. So this is a very interesting story. It looks like $1.7 million has been raised by Borrow Finance to kind of launch their platform. Their ticker is ROE, but it's in pre-sale, and I haven't been able to really find much on it. They do talk about their tokenomics on their website, so I'll show you guys that. But Cardano's impressive NFT statistics are as follows. For example, Hungry Cow's NFT project on the Cardano blockchain is making airwaves. I don't know what that means, because it recently emerged as one of the top 300 collectibles, illustrating heightened confidence by NFT users about the network. With the top Hungry Cow retailing at $7.1 thousand, ADA is gaining steam in the NFT industry, and this is bullish for the cryptocurrency, for Cardano. On the other hand, the NFT project called JPEG Store was ranked among the top 10 across all networks in the past month. Okay? So, and then it goes on. Meanwhile, Cardano continues to be among the top crypto coins, given that its price is experiencing bullish momentum. For instance, the 9th largest cryptocurrency based on market cap was up by 2.2% in the past 24 hours. Yeah, we don't need to know that. But this is very, very cool. And now we can explore a little bit of this project, Borrow Finance. Now, I'll say this is in pre-launch, so this is like extremely risky. We have no idea what's going to happen with this. But it looks, according to this article, they did just get 1.7 million raised. I will also say that Borrow Finance, I'll jump right to the chase. Borrow Finance is not a Cardano project. The token type is Polygon, Ethereum sidechain, but it looks like their NFT platform is going to list CNFTs. Okay, so that's why it looks like they're being kind of brought into the Cardano fold here. Let me know below. Do you think that this is a good move from Borrow Finance, or do you think that they're trying to hijack the hype and for their own gain? Let me know in the chat. Let me know here in the comments. Also got a shout out here for Casper, not Caspa, Casper from Senior Green. Very cool, very cool. So as you can see here, the Ronomics. Hopefully this is not a clever way to get away with saying that these, we never said these were the tokenomics. They're the Ronomics. 50% going to the public. Liquidity pool 10%. Exchange listing 10%. Marketing 10%. Treasury 10%. Team 5% for 24 months. Locked. That's good. Rewards 2.5, partners 2.5, locked for 24 months. Okay, so the team and the partners can't sell for at least 2 years. That's nice from, I assume, the launch. And then the rewards is pretty minimal. So it looks like, it's definitely not a fair launch, but it looks pretty good. It doesn't look that bad compared to others that I've seen. The exchange listing, that seems kind of high, 10%. But let's see what else we got going on here. Features and benefits. Look, I'm not shilling this project. I'm just looking at it as it relates to this article. So that's the project that's kind of bringing the surge in CNFTs to light. So let's move on from it, guys. I don't plan on buying this coin, right? Boro. ROE, but it could be something that's somewhat interesting for you to check out later on. I don't know, but let's check it out. This is on the heels also of, remember, a pretty big landmark of Cardano's profitable addresses reaching the highest level since 2021. This is a story that we covered yesterday. We go live every day, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and folks get a lot of value from this show because I like to engage with the community. I like to see what coins the community wants TA done on. I don't just assume that they want it done on the biggest ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum, although we lead the show with that. What a hypocrite. Just kidding. But ultimately, we try to do it for you. We try to tap in for you guys, tap into what you guys want. And speaking of tapping in, let's go check out Tap Tools and take a look here at the NFT projects that are doing really, really well. So Earth Node and Ape Society and Clay Nation are leading the CNFT market, at least by let's see how it's organized here, by market cap. Yes, so their market caps respectively, Earth Node up at 43 million, so 43.6 million market cap. Ape Society at just under 12 million, and then Clay Nation at just under 5 million. So you can see there's a decent amount of money locked up here in these awesome CNFT projects. And then under the top three, you've got Book.io, which is the Gutenberg Bible collection, of which is pretty cool. I've actually checked the project out myself. You've got the Jelly Cubes, Space Buzz, and Pavia. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to be excited about here in the CNFT space. Let's take a look at some of the top names, which would be Earth Node. And as you can see, it has absolutely rocketed into December, taking about a 30% increase. I assume this is the floor price. So this is really, really nice to see a huge move to the upside for the CNFT Earth Node as it approaches, as it enters, rather, the December, the final month of the year. Let's see here. I've also got Ape Society pulled up. So as you can see, Ape Society isn't really, I wouldn't say it's rocketing into the new month of December, right? But you have seen an upside, 19%. So that's not bad, not bad at all. Big volume here, big green volume. So a lot of people rotating, probably taking some profits maybe in the crypto markets and rotating into NFTs because, and here's some alpha guys, this project specifically, which is the second highest by market cap CNFT project, look how far down it is from the highs. This is going to be painful for the holders to watch, but 67% to the downside, right? So this baby has a lot of upside potential. That things go down a lot easier than they go up, and that only really benefits people who have not yet bought. So if you're on the sidelines for NFTs, this might not be a bad time to consider purchasing one because you have more upside, if that makes sense. Especially as we march on into the bull market. Cardano doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. It seems like it's only going to grow, right? Harken back to this headline. Profitable addresses are at an all-time high, reaching highest level since 2021. Not all-time high, excuse me. Highest level since 2021. So it's nice to see. Nice to see. All right, well, we've got some more stories here. We've got this one right here about Vitalik. Do we want to go ahead and do that now? Or do we want to take a look at some of these recommended charts? I think we'll take a look at the charts, but that Vitalik story is really, really spicy. You may have seen it already circulating around the interwebs. But we don't have a ton of time, guys. This is only a 30-minute show, so we're going to jump into the charts, and then we're going to finish out. So Solana, we'll do some quick TA on Solana. Solana has done really, really well. It's really impressed me. I did not like Solana going into towards the end of the bear market. But look, it changed Tim's mind, and it also is starting to change my mind fundamentally, but it has already changed my mind from a chart standpoint, from a price up and to the right standpoint. And taking a look at it here, it's no different, right? You're finally getting some sideways action from Solana, but it has just been an absolute tirade, breaking out of this, I guess you'd call it an ascending wedge here. And it's making a nice move, right? It blew out of that and hasn't looked back. Only really putting in some sideways action. But like Bitcoin, sorry guys, but like Bitcoin, Solana has actually put in a lower high here, but it has, or just after it's put in a higher low. I finally got it right that time, right? So it is looking nice here. I don't know that I would buy it here. Again, yesterday I actually covered Solana and said it's a little bit too diddle in the middle for me, and it still is. Like, I think that this is still a little bit too much. It could go either way, right? So I don't know if I would want to take a long or a short position. I want to wait for this to start to make a move, either push up past this previous high, these previous candles at 63, 62, or go ahead and wait for it to make that move lower and push through this resistance here at $59, right? So that's kind of what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for a move confirmation before I would enter a trade, or before I'd enter a trade on Solana. And honestly, Solana is a little overbought for me in terms of an investment. I have picked up a little bit, very, very little bit, only really to pay gas fees on the Solana chain, as I bought Pith. Let's take a look at Pith, actually. I know it wasn't recommended yet, but as you can see here, Pith kind of struggling out of the gates here. It was very strong, got a lot of momentum off of that Invest Answers video that he was very bullish on it. But out the gates, it's been very sideways, right? So something to think about. I'm not selling it quite yet. In fact, I'm not even really considering the words selling and Pith in the same sentence until right now. But there you go. All right. So for the sake of time, unfortunately, DV, I'm sorry, but Rollabit and PayPal, I'm going to skip because those are so foreign to me. I don't know what those are. And for the sake of time, we technically only have like 7 minutes left in the show, so let's just keep going. We're going to look at Dex Hunter on CoinGecko. So let's do that. This is going to be interesting. All right, there it is, Dex Hunter, ticker HUNT, H-U-N-T. All right, so, I don't see the max supply here. I don't see let's see if we can't find this, though. The circulating supply, is this, maybe it's not on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, okay, well, let's see. Okay, that's not a good sign. The market cap doesn't really seem to be loading, which it's hard to start a project off analysis without the market cap. Am I missing the market cap somewhere? No. Okay, so here's what I'll say. This is it seems like this has been a very promising project in the Cardano ecosystem. I made a video with ADA Ace last week that is available for members to go watch here on Investing Bros. It is basically how to leverage trade Cardano up and down without using MEXC, which is actually really cool. However, you can use Dex Hunter quite a bit, and Dex Hunter seems to be a very popular new DEX, and it can do a lot of cool things. However, without a market cap, it's going to be tough for me to do an analysis on it. So Joe Nickel, I would say if you have confidence in this project, you are very early, my friend. So this would not be a bad one to pick up if you have that risk tolerance right now. So if you've got so we'll leave it there. I need a market cap. I need a market cap before I could put any kind of seal of approval. All right, Casper. Oh, man. So Casper's had a huge explosion. So they must have had, this looks like something on news. I don't know what the news is, and I don't really feel like I have time to go ahead and hunt down that news. If you want to let me know in the chat what you think, that would be great. Let's see. Mike Play said Alex BTC. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, so this will be the last one I do. Casper. Jason Daniel said Mask is anon because they live in countries that would shut them down. Sure. Well, there's an infinite amount of excuses you can have for not doxing yourself. Some of them are legitimate, right? I don't care what the excuse is, right? Charles Hoskinson, Vitalik Buterin, right? The list goes on and on. With the new guy behind Casper, I can never remember his name, Sopolinsky, they're all coming out, right? They may not live in these countries that you're talking about here, but they did it, right? So it means that you can have the balls to go against the regulators, essentially, and do it, right? So it can be done. And until Hoskinson is in jail, right, or because for running Cardano, then I need a dox, right? I need the team to be doxed. Army Piper saying, good morning. Get into leave like. Absolutely. Got to leave a like. Yes. So the long and short here on Casper is, as a project, I'm very hesitant to buy it, right? Because it's a competitor to Casper, which we've seen do very, very well. Let's take a look here at the market cap comparison. Goodness gracious, Casper. What am I missing here? What am I missing? There it is. Okay, CSPR. Don't look at Casper all that much. So 400 million is the market cap for Casper. And if you take a look at Caspa, I can already tell you it's in the billions already, right? Multiple billions, 3 billion. Okay. They basically do the same thing, except for Caspa has a lot more going for it. Casper, I wouldn't call it a dead chain, but it kind of gives me those vibes. That's me. I have a very limited perspective on that. I don't live and breathe the proof of work and narrative. That's not my big thing. But it looks like Caspa is far and away winning that. Obviously, Bitcoin would be at the top of that, but Caspa has won that battle, and I think that's all accredited. I think the majority of that is accredited to the fact that it's picked up steam just later on, right? Casper was popular kind of towards the last bull market, whereas now Caspa is all the rage. So Caspa, that as soon as I saw Casper in the chat, that's exactly that was my first thought. And I think that's probably the first thought for a lot of people. Now, I'm biased. I will say I'm biased, and I have a limited perspective on these proof of work projects. But Casper, that was the first thing I thought of was Caspa. So take a look here at the Caspa charts. You can see the one very bullish thing is the Ichimoku on the daily, let's see, is in the bullish zone. Let's take a look at the weekly. We don't get a weekly. Okay, so that makes sense. So let's take a look here as we round out. I want to take a look at ADA because we've talked about it so much. So Cardano is looking pretty good. Take a look here on the weekly chart. It is cruising, has the latest weekly candlestick has actually wicked up to the upper band of the Bollinger Band, so looking pretty good, but is by no means the most bullish chart out there, right? A lot of the cryptos, thinking Chainlink, I'm thinking Solana, have already broken through and started to do something like this, right? Cardano has not, and that's a reason why it's not getting continued allocations by a lot of investors, right? So it needs to have a breakout. And guys, I'm pretty confident that it will. Got a couple more stories here. Going to close here in just a minute or two. Let's take a look here. This one's pretty interesting. Charles Hoskin tweets out, fast fact, appearing on CoinDesk's most influential list carries an 18% chance of prison sentence. That's rough. Vitalik Buterin tops most influential appearances. Number of appearances since 2014. You can see he's been on there 4 times, right? So it's just CoinDesk. It's not like Satoshi himself. But, CoinDesk is a pretty decent authority in the space, and Hoskinson has something to say about it. Now, more and more I'm hearing the Cardano network, the Cardano community kind of not come out against Hoskinson by any means, but kind of maybe be a little unsettled with how vocal Hoskinson is. He's very vocal, and he's always saying things, right? And sometimes those things are upsetting people. And I will say that the display that Hoskinson had last week, right, was very emotional. It was very strange, and his tone was very, very different from what it usually is, kind of that like laid back, let's talk tech kind of tone. He came in and was like, the pandemic, they're taking control, right? And it's like, I don't necessarily strongly disagree with that sentiment, but is that what you expect from the Cardano founder and, current leader? I don't know. So that's my thought there. Moving on to this next story here, ARK Invest resumes Coinbase offloading and buys more Robinhood. You can see the quantity there, but I've got a couple more stories here. Robinhood says crypto trading surged by 75% in November from previous month. So that should be very, very bullish. And that is going to be it, guys. So the CNFT market is starting to heat up a little bit. Now, I have not rotated into NFTs at all. I have some that I've just gotten from joining different projects, and I do have some NFTs, but they're not like, they're not like a bullish play. They're not like I'm going to buy this and sell it later, if that makes sense. So this could be the season. This could be the season to go ahead and load up on some CNFTs for the bull market here. And I've shown you guys some of the leading ones, the Earth Node, okay, also the Ape Society, but there's many more. Get in there, get your hands dirty, take some time to research the CNFTs. I will absolutely be doing that. But the NFT thesis in general, I will be completely clear, is still not as compelling as my money going into Caspa, right? Or going into even Ethereum, right? I think that is just such a much more solid use case for me. And it's such a more solid investment in my mind, right? But obviously, there's millions and billions of dollars in the NFT market that disagrees with me. What this should tell you is that everybody is in here. They're self-motivated, right? They have to invest in what makes sense to them. I'm pretty confident that one day one of these NFT projects is going to click for me, and I'm going to buy into it, whether for purely capitalist flipping reasons or to invest in it. So far, there's only been a couple that I have invested in. In the one that I did, it was called Vault, right? See if I can find that really quickly. I'm not saying you should, right? But what is interesting is it was someone in our Investing Bros community, right? It was ADA Ace who brought me down that rabbit hole and set me up. And there was some utility in owning that NFT because it gave me access to a drip, right? Which some of you're rolling your eyes, oh, a drip, it's not that big of a deal. But other folks are like, I don't even know what a drip is. A drip is basically you log into Discord, right, every day or every 12 hours, I think it is, and you can actually get free Cardano tokens that are in the Cardano ecosystem. So it's really interesting, and that for me was a compelling enough reason. I did actually buy with Cardano the Vault CNFT. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, guys. I'm not a huge NFT fan. I'm not out here buying up NFTs, but there's a lot of smart people who do, and NFT prices are low. And you buy low, you sell high. So you do the math and tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think of NFTs in general. Do you own NFTs? Are you thinking that they are a waste of money, right? Would you rather buy Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope that the chart analysis for the tokens that got shouted out was very useful for you. Thanks for that super chat as well. We'll see you in the next video here at 3 p.m. We've got bro time today, and then tomorrow, Wednesday, we've got our public show again at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'd love to see you there. Make sure you are subscribed if you got value out of this video, and make sure you're leaving a like on the way out. We'll catch you next time.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, catch a word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.